So the core of what we are and what we have built and what we are continuing to build is a multi-chain EVM wallet. If that term doesn't resonate with you, we're basically a competitor to MetaMask. So everything you can do in your Fox wallet, you can do in the Internet Money wallet with a few key advantages. Primarily is our innovation of the time token or time dividend. Whereas in the other wallets that have in-app swaps, like our wallet, a fee is charged. 100% of that fee in other wallets is paid to the team. It's fine. They work hard. They provide a valuable service. Good for them. In our system, 100% of the fees are paid to the holders of the time token. And those fees, those dividends, as we call them in our system, are paid in the form of a blockchain's native coin. So if you're holding time on Pulse Chain, you actually earn passive income in the form of Pulse. And we're seeing it happen every day now. People are sharing pictures. I'm earning passive Pulse. Same thing. If you hold time on Ethereum, you earn passive ETH. Time on Binance, you earn passive BNB. And so we have a core ethos of let's build community and let's share the wealth. And we think that that's a really good model going into the future. And we believe that we're changing the paradigm of the wallet space. Because how are other wallets going to compete when, why do I use your wallet? Okay, sure, you provide good features. Well, we can do that too. But not only can we do that, and are we doing that, and will we continue to do that, we're going to share in all the revenue it generates.
Exactly. Yeah. So not only are the fees slightly cheaper than that of MetaMask, but it's benefiting the ecosystem. It's benefiting its user base, right? And if anyone here is kind of dubious as to whether this idea has any legs to stand on or not, I mean, Richard himself has talked about potentially launching his own version of this, which kind of speaks to, I think, how much untapped the potential there is with this notion. And I also want to kind of combat the idea that Richard doing that would be a net detractor to this kind of ecosystem, because I think you guys are trailblazers. You guys are the first to market with this idea. And just like, every major, Pulse, every major layer one has its own DEX, just because there's many of them doesn't mean that, each individual one can't be massively successful. I think other people trying to do versions of this is inevitable, and I think speaks to kind of what a large total addressable market this is potentially addressing, because it's such a no-brainer. It's such an obvious evolution of the idea that I wouldn't be surprised if 10 years down the road there's several other versions of this.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
fact that you guys are the first to market, I think, is extremely interesting. Could you break down the tokenomics briefly with time, what the max supply is, if the team has any tokens, how much was distributed to people who sacrificed, that kind of thing? Could you speak to that?
Sure. So each chain that time launches on, it has a supply of 2 billion. And so whatever your portion of the time supply is your portion of the revenue that you receive from in-app swapping. So if you hold 1% of time, you earn 1% of fees. It's the direct one-to-one correlation. As far as does the team hold some time? Yes, we do. And well, that's because, well, how else are we going to pay for things?
Right.
So what's different in our system is our token doesn't inflate. It's not like a tax token or a reflection token, in that we don't have to dump the time token in order to pay for development and marketing and all those things you normally see. It's actually opposite, where we have to hold time token to earn revenue in another coin, a coin that doesn't affect time in a negative way. So if I ever had to sell ETH, well, it doesn't matter to time holders. Everyone's got to buy and sell ETH. It's like you don't really put sell pressure on ETH or Pulse or whatever, because the network's popular, people are buying it. It doesn't matter. So, and for the sacrifice, in both sacrifices, we actually introduced the first capped sacrifice model, where there wasn't just sacrifice to oblivion, which was really good because then it avoided people getting diluted, right? If the sacrifice isn't capped, if you came in on the first day for $1,000, you're like, oh, I got a nice position. And then somebody comes in for a fat position later, Well, you kind of just got diluted because more coins just came into existence. So in our system, that wasn't the case. There was always going to be 2 billion, and you were effectively participating for your share in that. And up to 81% in both sacrifices was eligible to be distributed to the sacrifice set.
I see. Okay, right on. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but on my other screen, I have this pulled up, and we could refer to it if you'd like. But it seems that
Mhm.
for the first sacrifice for the for time on Pulse Chain, you guys raised just under $1.6 million for the sacrifice. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, guys, look, I'll say this from my perspective. Uh, there's obviously reasons why market cap is a inefficient way of judging something. It can be manipulated, yada yada yada. But the fact that there was only $1.6 million of economic energy uh, involved in the sacrifice phase, in my opinion, I think that's quite attractive, because to reach a 100 million, $200 million market cap in crypto in a bull market is goddamn nothing. It
Exactly.
happens all the time, and of course, there's risk here. Nothing's guaranteed. We all understand that, but I think the way the sacrifice phase was ran, I think in my opinion, is quite attractive. And again, correct me if I'm wrong here. Additionally, but the total sacrifice for all chains was that $2.4 million raised
For both
for all
sacrifices
chains.
combined.
Yeah,
Yep.
for all the yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that's in my opinion. If you don't like thinking about market cap, one way I like to think about how these sacrifices went is you get a sense of the amount of economic energy infused into something, and therefore the amount of potential sell pressure. And with again, like I just mentioned before, the growth here, if you guys are able to deliver a working product, I think the potential for growth is definitely there. While of course there's also risk. Now, I wanted to ask you about some of that.
Real
Yeah,
quick.
go on, please.
Already delivered a working product. Go download it right now. Android, iOS, or Chrome.
If it's not your keys, not your crypto, get low to hate in the air, cause we hold our own coins, we ain't sticking a share. And we ain't playing it fair, we need billions. Going straight to the moon, don't need ceilings. Yeah, she fine as a whoop, don't need feelings. If she sweet, then some of these secrets reveal them. You could peep too, just come subscribe. It's Brandon B, yeah, coming alive. All the haters, we supposed to kill them. Going on this road from broke to billions.